How we doing? How we doing? Lunch break. Funny, 'cause I'm kind of just sitting in my. Actually, I'm gonna switch that to that. We'll see how it goes. Okay. I don't know how it's gonna be. But I'm eating my lunch. I'm eating my lunch break. So if you guys get grossed out by food or whatever, probably not the place for you. Too bad. Too bad. So sad. Okay. Anyways, so I'm just hanging out, doing a little lunch, preparing, sort of getting ready. We have the late night roast tonight, 9 p.m. Mountain Time. So you guys will all be a part of that. I hope. I hope. Oh shit, a piano. That's right. It's a beautiful piano, right? What's it doing? Oh, here we go. Let's share that with Twitter. Let's let everyone know we are on our lunch break. Andy, how you doing? I'm not sure why your thing was blocked, but I don't get to see you that much anymore, bud. I don't get to see you that much anymore, but I'm glad you're here. I'm very glad that you're here. DJ, what's up? Just had some Popeyes. What are you having for lunch? I have a white bean chicken chili, chicken salad sandwich, and an apple pan. Yeah. White bean chili is really good. Got to work extra, co-worker on vacation. All good, dude. Get that money. Get paid, sir. Way healthier than what you got. Well, there's a hell of a lot of carbs in this sandwich, but the sandwich is really good. Homemade chicken salad, courtesy of the wife. But yeah, I got you guys live on both YouTube and on Twitch. So whatever platform you're on, hello, how you doing? Great to see you. Just doing a little bit of both. Like that, it makes sense to stream on both platforms. Twitch wants to come after me. Well, great, great. Take away my affiliateship, I guess. You got pizza? Nice. Well, DJ, what are you eating? If I'm eating healthier than you, what are you eating? Offer it up. I gotta know. It's very convenient, so I appreciate you doing this. Exactly. What's up, Aurora? How are you? What the lunch is convenient. Level 53 is how I am. Damn, you're so much better than I am. I wish I was that high. Wish I had fried chicken with mashed potato. It's fine, man. Do you? I'm jealous of your level 53. I have been 60. I'm I have a level 60 Fury Warrior. Um, but my mage is still 46 and my paladin is 50. Yep, I leveled it. No, I didn't buy it. I leveled it a while ago. I've had the warrior for quite a while. There's only been I think I've only boosted two characters in WoW. All the other ones I leveled. But I have lots of characters that are sort of like ones are like 40, 50. I have a couple at like 25 or so. A couple of my characters got a boost with like buying the expansion. so I would, but I don't really use them. So, but it actually kind of like if I had my regular lights on, it would actually look like I'm sitting here. Still laughing at Martha's Vineyard memes. Babylon B made a joke. He is sending Hurricane Ian to Martha's. Babylon B is great. My soup is so good, but I have like this little teeny tiny spoon that I'm using. Oh, you can't even see it. You can't even see the spoon I'm holding. That's hilarious. Cameron, did I polish the boots yet? No, man. You, I left home. Like I did a little bit. I didn't put the proper stuff on there. It's over in my actual living room. It does kind of look like I could be here, huh? I will. I am going to polish them tonight, Cameron. I was very ashamed once you called me out on the unpolished boots. They're like brand new, so they're kind of hurting my feet. Like I need the leather to stretch big time. The house isn't real. No, it's not real. I am sitting at a perfect distance in the camera. Like you see the artifacting. I mean, it's a real house, but I'm not really sitting in this house. That's really funny. This is just a simulation. Yep, it's all a simulation, friends. Oh man, so good. The soup is so good. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. No, it's awesome. I got them for my birthday. Hello? What's up, bro? Just eating some lunch, man. Eating some lunch. Should probably put this away. A kid at work would not shut up about the world being a simulation. Videos up. Oh, I didn't even see it. I gotta look at it. Ooh, ooh, it was warm. Well, thank you, sir. Appreciate your hard work. One day, one day, with all the fame and success that we acquire, we're gonna buy a house that looks just like this. Okay, I promise. And then we're all gonna join in together and go. Stop eating that diabetes. Deplorable. There's no diabetes here. I have this is white chicken chili here, which you can't see. White chicken chili. There's a homemade chicken salad sandwich and an apple. Um, no diabetes. Listen, I've been consciously doing like a revamping. Well, not so much a revamping, but a conscious eating habits, pulling back a lot on like just shitty empty carbs. What's up, Life Fury? Damn diabetes took my dog. I sharing? Ooh, I don't know. I can't. I'm really hungry today, so I can't share. I'm happy to have you sit along with me. I do like breaking bread with my Twitch and YouTube family. Not bad. I'm making hammocks. Oh, ham hocks. I'm like, you're making hammocks? I'll take a hammock. Ham hocks, beans with cornbread. Nice. That sounds good. Oh, that's you, Art? Okay. Stop eating the diabetes. Mm, it's so good. Yes, I'm on YouTube as well. From here on out, I'm pretty much going to be doing like simulcasting on YouTube and Twitch. And it doesn't make sense not to. Wait, where's Pickles? I don't even see Pickles. Why isn't he here? Is Pick what? Why don't I see him? Is he on? Is he on Twitch? He must be. Most of you are talking in Twitch chat. So. Oh, there you are. There you are, Pickles. How you doing? Um, if Twitch survives, it always makes sense to do both. Twitch will survive. What you're seeing happening right now, Twitch will survive, but all the platforms surrounding it are wising up to the fact that Twitch no longer has a full hold on the live streaming market, and they're really starting to struggle with like like hanging on to their community. Like they don't really understand their community. And I think YouTube is making a much better leap towards understanding their community. What's up, Arkasul? I'm still going to stream on YouTube as well now. To hell with their exclusive clause. It doesn't even matter for excuse me. It doesn't matter for affiliates. I mean, it does in the fine print, but for the most part, it doesn't matter. What's up, Brock? Hi.
Hi.
I can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me? At all?
Anyone else there, Rob?
Hello. Hello, 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 hello.
I like to interact on Twitch. You can hear him? Why can't I hear him?
I don't know, did you mute me?
Hold on, it might be in my audio settings.
Why would you do such things?
Speaker should be my.
He's a shamalama ding dong.
There we go. For some reason, it was on the wrong thing. There you are. Hi, sir.
Hello there. Ah,
Who subscribed to Tier 1? Did I miss a sub?
Pickles! Pickles subscribed.
Oh, Pickles. Thanks, buddy. Pixels. Thank you, man. Sorry, I don't have any of my alerts up right now. I'm very unprepared. I'm just eating lunch, chatting. I should be more prepared if I'm going to go live, right? Blowing it big time. Yeah, Twitch will be fine. I mean, they still have a big hold on the gaming live streaming, but
It would be pretty interesting to see where Twitch will go from here.
They're going to keep trying to collect dollar bills while feeling like they understand their community and do like they're doing a service to the community. Like the whole thing that came out with the raids today, being able to control raids. Like now you can set whether or not you want raids above or below a certain threshold, which I think is weird. I mean, I guess it's a useful tool, but so now larger streamers can essentially say, no one can raid me unless they have at least 20 viewers or 30 viewers. Like it's pretty silly.
Would that
Yeah,
be
I'm streaming. I am streaming later tonight. My Tuesday night talk show, the late night roast is going to be tonight. We'll be talking some news.
juicy stuff out there?
Yeah,
Just like that apple.
it was a glorious apple. Other roles. My biggest problem with Twitch is the crappy long ads that I don't care about. Well, yeah, yep. RC Scott is here. Hello, RC Scott. Good to see you, man. Are you working? Yeah, the ads suck, but like anywhere you go, you're gonna get ads. Though I don't. Do I even get ads on YouTube live streams? I don't think I do. I mean, yeah. Well, and that's the thing too. Like Twitch does this thing where they cut back everyone's like, or they cut back the big streamers ad, or sorry, there's 50-50 split or the 70-30 split, and then in the same release, they're like, oh well, you can make up that revenue by playing more ads. It's like, okay, sure, but no one wants to watch ads all the time. It always goes back to ads. Anytime you see something about that stuff, they're always like, oh well, you can just play a pre-roll ad, or you could just play an ad, a 90-second ad every 30 minutes, and you won't have pre-rolls. It's like, yeah, but no one wants to watch those at all, and they don't even go away if you have a Twitch sub anymore. You haven't seen one yet? Okay, cool. Most other writers are a dull lot. I agree. There's a lot of writers out there who are just like they have imagination on the page, but IRL. Oh, that's right. You were doing a writing sprint today. That's right. All right, I'm all over the place with this chat. Rather when you first go. Oh, okay. Oh. Writing horror is difficult. Writing horror is very difficult.
Writing good horror is very difficult.
Right.
You could beat Goosebumps and R.L. Stine, then good luck with that. But well, I heard they were going to lower the qualifications to be monetized pretty soon. Is that not true?
So on YouTube, some people thought there was a New York Times article or a New York Post article that was hinting at insider information that was going to be that they were going to lower requirements. Instead, what they did was they made another way to get monetized on YouTube. So now you can. The requirements are the same normally, so 4,000 hours of watch time and 1,000 subscribers, or 10 million views on shorts within 3 months. So if we were to have shorts that hit 10 million views in a 3-month period, we could get monetized before. So yes, you could get monetized before you hit the actual requirements.
At least it's something to work to, because people have been posting those shorts like crazy.
Yeah.
And
it might.
But 10 million views is quite up there.
Yeah. Well, for something that goes, I mean, if you were to have 10 videos hit 1 million views, you could do it. But having something go viral like that isn't necessarily easy. Shorts are cool, and I think they're competing a little bit with TikTok. If nothing else, you post a TikTok and then post a short,
Yeah, they're really pushing the shorts.
And the most I've had anything go is like close to 6,000. That's good for me, so. Hell,
It would have
anything
been
over a
better
0 is great.
if they put the shorts onto added watch time, even if it was like 0.25% of the watch time.
Yeah. Well, that's how they validate the shorts now. That's how they validate pushing the shorts so much, is that it's not, you're not getting, it's not counting towards your actual monetization numbers, but you can get monetized from them. So that's the incentive. But for someone like me, that's really good. For someone who isn't monetized and who's a smaller channel, really benefits from shorts right now. It's the larger creators that don't benefit from shorts because they're pushing shorts so much that they're not pushing out longer form content the way they used to. So you either sink or swim is kind of what they're doing. But I know they are trying to attach longer form videos to the shorts so that, like, if you're watching a short, it'll filter into the longer form content. But it's hard. It's hard to know if it's going to work until, excuse me, somewhere down the line. It's gonna take time. Can't do shorts. Everyone sees my hairy legs. So funny.
That's funny. That's funny.
It's better than people using communist TikTok. I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, if you like short form content, it's fun. It's fun. It's just, honestly, it's another way. I mean, people are viewing short form content. They're viewing TikToks. So if you have a long format video, you can clip out the best part of that, like the most poignant aspect of your video, and make the short on that hopefully feeds into the longer format video. Like, that's how people are sort of using it as a way to onboard into longer videos. But I would argue that the audience that's viewing short form content is not viewing long form content regularly, and that's the issue. Your thoughts and ideas do not matter in this society unless they are profitable or a rich person dubs it to be. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. The best part of YouTube is that you can have shorts, live, normal vids, and they can all self-promote each other. Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing, and like the biggest gain to going to a platform like YouTube is that the discoverability is there, and you can use all of those different things to build yourself. Twitch doesn't have that. Twitch requires you to have a YouTube channel or some other content to pull across to their website, which just doesn't make any sense. Your thoughts and ideas shape society on a minor level, but cause a ripple effect. Yeah, that's exactly why I do what I do. Is that the most control you have over anything is like in your sort of like local community. And I've said this 1,000 times, that if you can do well at home, if you can improve, like Jordan Peterson would say, clean your room first, and then you will do your part for society. Because people take on these giant goals, like, oh, I'm gonna fight for climate change. Well, yeah, but you can't even wash your ass every day. How do you expect to change the environment? Or keep your room clean, keep your house clean, keep your immediate area clean, and you'll do much more for society than you will trying to get rid of plastic straws. Deplorable Gamers is back. Oh no. Andy says, counter, you just need to control a crowd of people who either agreeable enough or dumb enough to pay for what you are selling. Oh, man. Yeah, paper straws are awful. They sit in your drink for 5 minutes and they just start disintegrating.
I ended up getting one of those bubble teas in this store that were selling the bubble teas, ended up with paper straws. So it's just huge, thick thin paper straw. You poke it in, you get one bubble, and the bubble shot out the other end from the side of the straw.
You need it's like a paper towel tube in that thing, and it's like
just inhale it.
Why isn't housing free? because you can't steal people's labor. You can't steal other people's labor. That's why. It costs money to cut the lumber that you use to build the frame, and then people need to mine the precious ores in order to create the copper wiring that goes in your house. From the very base level, there's a lot of labor that goes into building a house, and it's just not free. So you just can't steal that labor. If if the government has enough money, the government you shouldn't. And first of all, you shouldn't rely on the government to provide anything for you. That's just how it is. I started not using straws at restaurants because of it. But my wife is disabled and has to use them. It sucks balls. Yeah, like the I honestly don't really use straws anymore. I just like every time we go somewhere, like I won't get the plastic top, I won't get the plastic straw. I'll just fill up my cup and drink it.
Drink
Um,
from the edge. It's fine. It's washed.
yeah, exactly. The government put stuff into all this worthless stuff like war. I mean, it's nice to have our people equipped, but they shouldn't put that much into it. Well, the fact is we are in these wars regardless of whether we want to be or not. We have obligations in certain areas, um, and like we have forward operating bases in places. Now, I'm not a military person, but I have listened to a few people who've been in the military talk about this. Do I want to be in endless wars? Absolutely not. No fucking way. I think we should be out of these countries. I think we should let these countries do what they want. But while we're here, we do need to. We if we just pull funding and pull things out, we see what happened in Afghanistan, where we leave a bunch of weapons there. Locals take it. Taliban and Al Qaeda come back full force, and and we basically gave them, billions of dollars worth of weapons. Most restaurant dishes are hard rinsed. I'm just not afraid of the germs in restaurants. Like I've worked in restaurants long enough to know that like the spitting in food and stuff doesn't really happen. Um, and the machines they use to clean them are at like 185 degrees, and usually with chemicals that clean it. Like
Yeah, it's
it's
like 200-degree water with chemicals that if you put it on your hands will burn from a chemical burn. Like
yeah.
I don't I don't agree with that statement.
Entitlements, Social Security and Medicare actually take up most of the budget, not military. Um, yeah, it's unfortunate too because the Social Security stuff, like for as much as we paid into it, it likely won't be around by the time we want to use it. But you never know. Capitalism is an inherently authoritarian system, but people view it as synonymous with freedom because they've been conditioned to define freedom not in terms of how free the average person's life is, but how much freedom a rich person has to exploit their economic power. So that's why people fight for free market capitalism. Right now, we have a mixed economy, and most of it is actually cronyism. It's not capitalism. Um, so that you need, if you want a truly free system, you'll fight for free market capitalism because I mean you want the government regulation out of these businesses because you're not exactly wrong, but you're not. We currently live in a mixed economy, a mixed market economy. Um, but yeah, I mean, essentially, like that's what's happening. You make a deal with people, only time it is forced is with the government and government only. Like, and again, this all goes back to why it's important that you're present in your like day to day life. Most of the stuff that comes up in government and like government policies doesn't really affect you. Um, you need to pay like especially on the national level. I mean, it does, but you're more affected by your local townships and their regulations because that's where you're doing your business. Most of us are not opening a Fortune 500 you know global conglomerate that we have to, you know what I mean, like it you'll make most of your money on the local level. people conflate capitalism to be whatever they want it to be and then strawman it. Capitalism is the economic system that has individual rights, life, liberty, property, right? But there's a lot. I mean, every day you have a bunch of information being thrown at you. You have an entire political party that's telling you that capitalism bad, all while benefiting from capitalism. Um, Capitalism, like certainly has its flaws, but being able to make the products you want when you want to and sell them to who you want to is to me is the number one thing you should be fighting for. Um, Thank you guys for joining me on the lunch break. I really appreciate it. We're live on YouTube and on Twitch. Oh, I see Cameron swore, so his comment was held. What did you say? Okay, well, let's carefully pack our shit and leave. Let those sovereign countries solve their own problems. Why isn't the StreamYard chat is like usually? I guess it's slower.
At this point now, we're too far. We sent a lot of money, a lot of weapons over to these other countries. If we leave now, if we leave it alone now, then our weapons and our mass destruction is going to still be there.
Yeah.
Just because we already went there, and I have to agree. I do want to back out of all these countries and let them deal with their own cases.
Yeah. Kitty Bear Stephen Paul, in your country, can you legally become a deer? Yeah. I hope so. I wouldn't want to though. Too many hunters around here.
Where was that park? Was it in Connecticut? There's like a park somewhere that you can be found as a furry, that a bunch of furry people go to.
I know there was a school. I think it was in Connecticut that was, or it was an office that they were putting out litter boxes for
these
fucking
God.
people that were identifying as cats.
That was it.
Fucking gnarly. I don't know if it was somewhere. There was a place who actually were taking that shit seriously and being like, yeah, we'll put litter boxes out to be inclusive. I'm like, no, you don't need to be inclusive to those people. Still feels like a lot of people only focus on the negatives while reaping the positives that America gives. Yeah, that's very, very obvious. There's actually a TikTok I saw today of just that. People were basically saying like, oh, I don't believe in Western society. And they were lawyers, obviously benefited from the Western education system and like some of the highest education that you can get. If we leave, it'll be like Afghanistan again. Yeah, Trump was the only one who did it successfully once. Yeah, well, and the thing is and there's no way to tell actually really with Trump, because he had proposed about leaving, and then, I mean, Biden accelerated it, way, way, way too fast. Yeah.
Well, what was it that we basically pulled all our troops, and then like the next week it was under the control? I was like, yeah. That's ridiculous.
And then, we were trying to pull out, and then there's people literally chasing down our planes on the tarmac trying to get out of there because they knew it was creating a power vacuum. We were leaving, and they were just going to move right back in and take over. And now, I think there's been videos of them dancing to like Kanye West, holding our weapons and shit. It's pretty shitty. Makes me hate my generation. Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't. I mean, there's a lot of shit going on that's just, I don't get it. But I don't hate a lot of people, but I certainly disagree vehemently with a lot of your generation. Okay, in that case, you are lucky, because once they do, deer hunting season will be canceled, I guess.
I don't know. I still hunt around this month.
Yes, I just wanted to go pig hunting.
Hogs are mean.
Yeah, I know. I was watching the video.
Kill.
Yeah, this guy almost got gored. I think he had 3 rounds. It was all he could have. He put all 3 in the thing, and it was still charging. The guy was beating the the boar off with the end of his fucking shotgun. It was crazy.
Hogs are every single mean hog is basically someone who has taken like what's it called? Bath salts and starts charging at you.
Yeah.
They do not give up and they will fight you to the death.
Yep. Southern KT says, we're all dumb when we are young. Most of us grow out of it, so there's always hope. Yeah, this is true. I always see stuff like, when you're younger, you're a Democrat, and then you get older and you buy a house, and then you become a Republican, or somewhere, you sort of slide back like conservative. Because the truth is people want to hold on to the things that they have. Like people who have money don't want to give it up willingly. Sure, it sounds good when you're younger, like, oh, spread the wealth, like help your neighbor. But as soon as you acquire that money, you don't want to give it up. Why would you? Like, can you imagine if I came knocking on your door, like the day you made like your fortune? I was like, hey, thank you so much. Like, I'm so proud of you and that you did so well. But I'm going to need a small cut of that because, that's what we do here. We spread the wealth and, you got to give me some, like, it's just, like, it's silly to think that that's something that most people want to do. Most people want to hold on to their money. And even the people who say and speak like, oh, who push socialism to the max, like they don't want to give up their money. Like, take someone like, what's his name? Hassan Piker. Like, he'll post socialism until he's blue in the face, but like he made all of his money, he made all of his money being a capitalist. He didn't make money from getting it from someone else.
Do you think that a socialistic system would work if there wasn't like a monetary system, like if it was just a pure barter system?
Well, yeah, but it doesn't work on the scale that we're like on a national scale. It doesn't work. It worked with like Native American tribes because they're small. Everyone understood their roles within that society. Like, I mean, like it works. It works on a small level. It won't work at scale. That's the big issue. Because you could operate your family in a socialist way, but like I don't even know if you could do that really. Like everyone wants to share, but at the end of the day, if I go and I work hard for a bunch of stuff, I'm not necessarily just going to want to divvy it out. Again, my close nuclear family, that's what you do anyway. You have kids, you don't make them work for everything. Obviously they get a piece of what you made. You know what I mean? But I don't think it works. I mean, it definitely doesn't work at scale, and it won't. And we're not going to return to a nomadic, traveling, because even then, again, people didn't live in excess because they couldn't. They're traveling around. They had their specific roles. You had to get the things you needed. You had to adapt to the places you lived. It's just it would take a little time to work it all out in my head, but I just don't. I mean, it could, and I think it does essentially work in remote parts of the world that these tribes still exist. So a lot of states are actually expanding their hunting permits. Oh, we're still talking about deer. Jesus. Are you in Germany or Britain? I learned about the war on wolves. I'm not. I'm in the US. Face it, taxation is theft, period. I mean, yeah. I mean, especially when you look at where all your taxes go, a lot of them are in failing systems.
I mean, it's
not the least
either
of which is
taxation or
education.
corporation
What do
and
you
more
mean?
advertisement. Well, if you think about it, taxation is because the government needs some kind of funding to support its systems, like military and such stuff.
Right.
You could also do the same with corporations. Corporations can fund these systems back from the government, and then they have full control over that. That system tried to work in West Germany before the fall of the wall, I believe, and it failed miserably because there was too much power in military and the corporations, and these corporations were actually going out through the EU, causing issues.
Mm-hmm.
And the government wasn't even able to stop them because basically they controlled everything.
Yeah. No, you're right. Just because there's some harmful things doesn't make the whole system flawed. No, I mean there are things that taxes fund that are good, but like when you look at like the Department of Education, on its surface, everyone wants to be educated, right? But so much of that money over the years has gone to schools, and their literacy rate has gone down or hasn't even gone up. You have kids in like Baltimore who are graduating high school and reading at a first grade level. There's these people are not employable, and they have no chance at any secondary school. So the public school system and even the private school system to an extent is well, not private. Sorry, I mean that's for a different reason. But public school system, publicly funded schools. I mean that tax dollar, those tax dollars are essentially wasted because now you have teachers who can't even, they have to buy their own supplies on top of being paid a meager, very meager wage. Um, Education is awful in this country, unfortunately. Not everywhere, but for the amount of money that goes into it, um, it could be probably better spent. And it usually is better spent when people spend their own money on something like private education. They're generally getting a much better bang for their buck. But again, I'm a product of public school, so I also had, you know, I had a really good family that cared about my education. And I think a lot of that is lost today, which is a totally different conversation. There are different ways the government could fund itself with taxes, charging a fee for contracts or just donations. The government just protects rights. Just protects rights needs much less money. If one school zone is using the money given to them to actually boost their school, it's a win. I don't know. I don't know. I don't. I disagree, and I'd have to think about why I disagree. But it's not all negative. But it's when you have that much money going, when you have like $12,000 or $13,000 going, per student in a school district, and they're reading at a first grade level as an 18-year-old. That is a huge loss, and it's one of the reasons that like we're seeing. I mean, it plays into a lot of different things. Again, it would take some time for me to work that out a little bit more, but it doesn't necessarily say something about the school. Well, no, it says something about public education. It's a flawed system, not everywhere. Again, a lot of it is also based on like how much the teachers care. Like, are the teachers there to educate, and are they doing? Because again, there are schools in these areas and even poor areas and affluent areas that they just don't have they don't have good teachers. Teachers unions protects bad teachers, and that's unfortunate. I'm not saying the whole system is broken, but I do think largely a lot of our money that's taken, we get taxed at multiple different levels, which is insane. And then a lot of it just kind of goes into the wind. Might as well just light it on fire in front of these people.
I apologize. It wasn't Germany. It was the Congo.
Oh.
That had these corporations running their militaries. Half of them worked in the South American company Omega Security Solutions and AQMI Strategy Corp. They were accused of plotting to overthrow the Congo government, but charges were not pressed.
Oh, okay.
That was in 2006.
The best performing schools have higher rates of parent volunteers. I would love to see that, and I don't. That sounds right to me. But at the same time, you're someone that is more likely to pull your kid out of public schooling. No, that's not true. I mean, I'm someone who's very likely to be involved in the school, and going to the parent teacher conferences, going to PTA meetings, and seeing like what's going on, what the curriculum is. Like I pay attention to all this stuff in the daycare and the kindergarten right now to make sure it's not something that's going to go against my own values. I wouldn't really have a choice. I wouldn't be able to pull my kid out of school because I can't afford private school. So I would just need to know that I need to be very present with my kids. I'm already very present with my kids, but even more so, like trying to counteract things that might, you know, not be great. But I mean, since the kids were born, we've read to them every single night. We read books, we write with them, we draw pictures, do artwork. Like we're very present with the kids. I get super involved. I even raise money for school board electorates. The problem is that voting for this stuff is wrong. I shouldn't be able to vote for what someone else decides. Yeah. Remember that group of dads that turned the school around? Yeah, and there was, I mean, even like I've even thought about trying to start a group that is like an after school program to start building, for high school kids to start building their employability skills and learning how to interview and all that.
But really, life
So,
skills in general. And I
yeah.
think that's one of the benefits of a public school, really, is some of those students actually learn life skills, not in a necessarily way of being functional,
Hmm.
but in a way that they can survive.
Yeah.
These private schools, they're really book smart. And I do want to send my son to a private school.
Well, and that's the thing. And the reason that private schools often succeed and produce better students is because the parents are directly involved because their money is involved. Like
Mhm.
you're literally handing your money over to, so you have more influence that way, and you're more involved in the process. Um, get involved in booster clubs. If your children are involved in anything, it's the best way to stay connected. I agree. One program we should definitely do is a speech and debate club. Critical. Yeah, I mean, but that would be a part of it. I don't know if I want to be a part of speech and debate. I would encourage kids to be a part of it, but learning how to speak well with others, and again, it's part of like the uh, interviewing thing and being employable. But yeah,
I mean,
critical thinking, huge.
think about your critical thinking skills and as well as your persuasion skills. How
Yeah.
much of that do you use in your daily lives? And I
Hmm.
think that should be taught in general fashion.
Yeah. Yeah. You just need to. People need to be able to like hear something that's said and being able to like process it all in your mind and like, oh, that's cool, I'll go look up more about that, and then you start you know looking up stuff on everything and being able to, because some people, some of us say things that's not quite right, some of us say things that's right on the money, but you need to be able to pick out what's good and what's bad.
Persuasion, like, I wouldn't say persuasion, more like if you're going into an interview, you're basically persuading your future employer to hire you. I wouldn't say persuasion or
Yeah.
manipulation, but
Yeah.
in a term that you need to be able to hold your own.
Yeah, confidence. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, yeah, because you're putting your best foot forward. You're sending your representative out to an interview. Because let's be honest, no person walks into an interview 100% who they are.
Mhm.
Like if it were me, I'd be like, yeah, fuck yeah, man. Like I would love to do this job. I'm just chill. Like that's how it was. But you can't do that. You got to walk in there with confidence. You got to put on the professional, and So yeah, confidence is the word. I kind of understood what you were saying, but I go in 100% every time. So yeah, that I know. See, that's the thing is like at the end of the day, like I'm just kind of a fun, like make stupid jokes, bordering on like what people would call sexual harassment. Like my water cooler talk is like, is just telling those kinds of jokes. Not because I want to make someone uncomfortable, but just because I want to have fun. I don't want to be all uptight all the time. There's a
That's
there's a
it.
lady I work with who is like she'll constantly like censor herself, and then she'll say shit, and she'll go, oh my god, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to say that. I'm like, I don't care. Say whatever the fuck you want. But Andy said you are selling yourself like a slave, except you get paid. Slaps off. This bad boy can flip 4 burgers in one swing. Arthur, roll.
I
Thank you for the cheer, man. Go ahead. Sorry.
I fucking had an interview like that. So I was had an interview at a restaurant and I was going to work as a cook. and it wasn't that. It was at a Mexican restaurant, but they served burgers. So what what the owner asked me to do, he wanted me to flip a burger as high as I can and catch it with a spatula.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus.
And he goes, "That's your qualification."
Yeah.
I was like, "Really? Okay." I got the job, by the way. I caught that burger.
I wish I had my soundboard. I'd give you the clap. Woo! Yeah. All my jobs, I just went to a place and asked if they had a job. Last job I did for 3 years was an electrician. Just walked in, asked, and got a job. Well, see, you're lucky because the trades are like they're begging for people right now. Like I work with automotive kids. Like they ask me every day, you got a new student? I need workers. I need techs now. Like they're hurting for because people don't want to do that work.
Yeah,
People
blue
don't
collar
want to.
work is definitely a necessity.
Yeah. I mean, even good restaurant help. Like people want to work in the restaurant industry, but they don't really want to work hard when they get there. Like you can kill it in the restaurant industry. But you put up with a lot of shitty people, crappy hours. They're not great hours to raise a family on, but you could certainly clean up. My good friend worked for the Cheesecake Factory for years, and every single general manager from the Cheesecake Factory gets a BMW, a company BMW, and they make over six figures from like bonuses and all that stuff. They kill it, dude. That's why you have a 3 hour wait at every single Cheesecake Factory. Their food sucks, but they know how to get the experience going. They shuffle people in there.
Have you seen the menu of the Cheesecake Factory? It's like a fucking book.
It's
Like you're
insane.
reading it like a 600-page book of the
Right.
amount of shit that they cook.
Yeah, exactly. Sheep sitting in the house, the co-host of the midweek hump. How you doing, brother? Um, High-end restaurant waiters actually make a lot. You not even high-end restaurants, dude. Like the Cheesecake Factory, you could if you work 5 6 days, 5 days a week, you can kill it if you're good at your job. I mean, you have to be good at your job because you'll get put in the better sections, you'll get bigger parties, and even at the higher levels of management in big corporate casual restaurants, they make six figures easy. And like I said, they'll give you a company car. Like it can be really good, but they're also trying to destroy the restaurant industry by adding on service charges as your tip, which that means you're getting taxed on that, and there's no hope. There's no hope for. So when you get tipped in cash, you only have to claim 10% of that, which if you're smart, you don't claim any of it, but the cash at least, because all your credit card tips they're all taxed and they're reported.
Basically, tip your waiter with cash.
Yeah, you should always tip your waiter with cash, 25%, unless they really fucked it up. The service industry is the worst. I tip at least 20% if they aren't horrible because I've worked in the industry. Yeah, I mean, it's not for everyone, dude. It's not for everyone. I have no idea what the Cheesecake Factory is. I barely know what a cheesecake is. Every time I ride down the street, I see someone's company that looks like shite. I'm like, put less of that money in your pocket and put it in your company. Yeah, it's the Cheesecake Factory is just a big like corporate casual restaurant where you can get like it's just like American food. Some of their dishes are really good, but most of it is like it's a glorified diner. I would say like it's a high end diner.
But where the real money is at in that service industry are the clubs, the country clubs, the stadium clubs, people who pay actual money to go to these clubs. I used to work for a stadium and a club as a cook, and I made about $25 to $24 an hour.
Dang.
As a cook.
Yeah.
But it was like extremely excruciatingly hard.
Yeah.
I was also a pastry chef, so that was even worse because I had to decorate everything and figure out how to sculpt something with chocolate, which is. Have you ever sculpt something with chocolate?
No.
It's so hard.
That's the thing with the restaurant industry. If you're a cook, like sometimes there's like these really highly specialized skills that like, where are you going to take that? Like the only way you could like really clean up on something like that is if you became really good and started specializing in like making stuff out of chocolate and like selling it as like a vanity project or something. It's just it's so weird. But I don't know. I don't envy cooks at all because they work a very thankless job. They do really really good, and they never get credit when it's due, and they get shit when something goes wrong, and that really sucks because I know a lot of great chefs, and they work crazy hours. They're managing a team of people that generally doesn't want to be there and will just not show up for whatever reason, and it's just too bad because they work really hard. And then the shitty 18-year-old fucking high school girl with her titties out is like taking all the credit and come back anytime. And restaurants are making money because those girls, they're just like turning on the charm. Very very few people like the restaurant business is a very symbiotic environment. It's a combination of obviously service and food because no one's just going to keep coming back for shitty food, but the food's got to be just good enough, and you have to enjoy the person you're with, and that's how you really keep the cycle going. Is decent food, good to great service, and a decent personality, and you can make a lot of money in the industry. Because people are lazy, they just don't want to do work. Just don't make your customers do any work. That's what you got to do. So I got, let me see if this is another preview. Been talking to someone about getting a new little thing. So my branding is the coffee mug with the beard on it, the S on the cup. I'm talking to someone about animating that into like a cup that kind of slides down, coffee pours into it, and the beard grows out of it. It's gonna be cool. So we're in the beginning stages of that, seeing how it'll go. And it'll be something that we can just throw right at the beginning of like a clip or at the end of like a short or something like that. So good. I'm excited. Like sort of a universal catch-all, like whoo, Shagsworth.
You do need like an individual type of, not intro, but like signal, I guess.
Right. And it'll be like 3 seconds, like very, very quick. Wait, what did Sheepston say? Tits always add at least 1 star to the service. Very true. That ass will add another if necessary. Speaking of which, where's the coffee? It's right here, but I already finished it. So no more coffee for today. Also, Art of the Roll, I think I told you, thank you for the bits. I saw you cheered 100 before. Thank you so much. That's awesome. I don't have the alerts but I did see it in chat. So thank you, man. Really appreciate that. So when you're sitting at your desk, Shags, how frequently are you thinking about how you can make your job better? Always. Always. Like, I think about it quite a lot. With my job, I think about it with YouTube stuff, with Twitch stuff. I'm like, if I have a down moment, and like when I'm doing my puzzle is like also when I'm thinking about it, like I'm constantly thinking about how to do my job better and more efficiently. We have a minimum wage here. There may be a tip jar you can put a tip in, but never a tip a person directly. That sucks. That sucks. But what percentage do I put into motion? That's a different story. I don't know if I could say like what the percentage is. It's lower than it should be.
I got all these plans. I got things to do, and they just kind of flow in the wind.
Yeah. Probably. I don't even want to say it, probably like 25% of what I'm like thinking of usually makes it into motion right now. Really? And that's one of my biggest hurdles, unfortunately.
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
25%?
Well, I try and implement 1 or 2 things each week, especially with just like the shows themselves. But this is not good. Come on.
Comparatively to the general man who thinks of their ideas and actually acts upon them.
Art of the Roll, I would like that. Or you could just shoot me a message on Discord. I'm usually pretty good. I didn't know that you could, and if you can, I would totally put alerts in here because would make sense. I usually have another window pulled up that shows a list of my Twitch events, um, but I don't today because I'm on my work computer. With the number of ideas that go through my head, 25% would be extremely high. Yeah, I do have a lot of ideas. I don't have a lot of ideas. I have a few things that I've been really focusing on recently, um, and like a sizable amount still, but not like too much. I'm usually on OBS Studio, Art of the Roll, and I upgraded to OBS 28. Every automated thing I had in there gone, done. So not happy about that.
Oh, did it like completely reset after you
No, that
updated it?
the plugins that I was using for that stuff aren't optimized for it yet. So
Oh,
I was being stupid, and I should have waited, but I didn't.
that's why you were using Prism the
Yeah,
other
I was
day.
trying out Prism because there's a lot of stuff built into it, but I was watching the replay of the stream, and it is not. The quality was off. It was a lot of stuttering.
It's really graphically intensive.
Right, and that's the problem. Is like just like Streamlabs OBS, like there's a lot of CPU being used in order to do all that stuff. Um, but OBS over the years has already perfected a lot of it and reduced the amount of CPU usage and GPU. Um, but I've been meaning to redo a lot of that stuff anyway, so I just need to take like a couple days time and rework it all.
You can
A lot of
go. I believe you can reset the version of the software for
yeah,
OBS.
I think
I've
yours is wait. What?
Mine is still the version 27.2.4.
Yeah, like I said, I've been meaning to swap a lot of that stuff out anyway. And because I've cut back on Twitch so much, I don't know how much I really need to like keep a lot of it in there. So it's just time for a change, and some of the stuff I'll put back for sure, but a lot of it I might just change. Why is
Why is
everyone
everyone
whipping?
whipping it out?
Yeah,
What are
what
you
is
talking
happening?
about?
Yeah, OBS Studio is really good at computer resources. It totally is. Yeah, Prism isn't bad. Prism will get better with time, but it's still pretty new, and it needs some optimization, and it needs some like more features and plugins for sure. Because it's right now like it does some really cool things, like a lot of the text stuff. Like you can put like motion text in there by default, and you can like remove your background by default. Like my background at home is pretty shitty. Like there's not a lot of contrasts and there's a lot of stuff, so it looks kind of strange. But it'll be good eventually. And for someone who's just starting out, Prism is probably a really good choice, honestly. Oh, look at that! So it looks like someone's got the same boots as me. Killet's got it. That's awesome. Um, I'm breaking in my new boots. New boot scooting. New boot scooting. My brother says I have 3-core CPU in my head, meaning my split personalities. So if your thoughts were the speed of a car, how fast are they moving? Um, probably probably about 55. Fairly, I think it's fairly normal speed. Fairly normal speed. Uh, I feel judged. I feel judged today, Aurora. I feel judged. What did I do? Did those are this abuse? No, it's not abuse. Oh fuck. How frequently do you retain information that you gather throughout the day? I actually have a pretty good short term memory, so I generally retain most of it. I know people aren't not a lot of people are like that, so it sometimes gets me in trouble. Um, oops. Allow.
I'm not sure if Prism will allow plugins like OBS.
It might eventually, but you would need a whole. You would need that. Well, maybe not plugins. I guess they would need to create the things in order to, for them to work. I have to take drugs to keep with my own thoughts without them. How frequently do you focus on details throughout the day? Are you doing a personality test for me? I focus on details usually a lot. I get to be a stay-at-home, except I'm also installing things, so at least I'm manly. Allegedly, I don't need a test to tell someone what is wrong. Oh man!
All right, I gotta go,
All right, Rock.
but I will talk to you later.
Sounds good. Be easy.
Peace.
Just so you guys know, Rock does a lot of the production on the live streams, and he's been editing my videos. If you guys are interested in someone to edit your videos, Rock has been doing that. You can hit him up on Twitter at the Rock Reina. He's in my Discord. Uh, Feel free to reach out if you're looking for some help on that stuff. But he's been a lot of help on stuff recently. So big shouts to him. Appreciate you, man. Uh, what is considered the logic for you? Oh, I get on details till I get the logic. Oh, yeah. I'm very observant. I'm a very observant person. So throughout the day, I'm always looking at the details of certain things, and like I can even tell certain students by their shoes. Like if I walk into the bathroom, I can see in the stall. Like I'll be like, oh, that's so and so. That's likely so and so, with probably like an 80 to 90% accuracy. I had the Italian liquor amaretto while working Shags. It's so good. It's Amaretto's pretty good. It's an aperitif. Um, I'm so spoiled with coffee. We get it roasted fresh from the Cuban store near us, then grind it right before drinking it. Oh, you're one of those. Yeah, I'm a coffee snob, but not to that extent. Wink. I forget everything besides stupid details that are of no importance most of the time. Yeah, I'm streaming. I'm streaming from my job actually. This is my lunch break. I'm actually about to finish. I'm like, I have to get back. Trying to get those numbers up, man. Trying to get those watch hours up. Smash that like button. Shax is like coffee. You can roast him in the comments. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, guys, that's going to do it for my lunch break. My lunch break is up. We got to make sure we keep it. I'm actually 10 minutes over. Don't tell anyone. But listen, tonight is the late night roast with myself. We are going to be talking about several different things that are in the news. We like to do a little culture channel. Um, I do need to give you one. Let me give you one. You are worthy of a wrench. Let me change that. I don't know why you don't have one. There you go. Anywho, we are going to be talking some news and culture this evening on the late night roast. Got a nice like hour and a half show for you. talking about some stuff that I find unbearable on Twitter. But I got to get back to the old grind. But thank you for everyone who watched over on Twitch. Thank you so much. Consider coming over to YouTube and subscribing on my YouTube channel. It'll be really helpful. We're pushing towards 500 subs. We're about halfway to our 4,000 hours of watch time. So anything that you can do to push the algorithm, like the video, share the video with your friends. We also need to, like, in comments, leaving just like a comment like, hey, for the algorithm, love you, man. Like, all that stuff helps like push this stuff through. We should be doing well though. Each guest that we have on the show brings us a little bit more. We're getting there, man. We're getting there. We're almost to 500. Then I think we get the community tab after that. So we're doing big things, y'all. We're doing big things. We're going places. I promise. And I'm gonna work hard for you guys. Aurora, enjoy your wrench. I hope you can. I had a joke, but it's gone now. Yeah, we'll talk about Ricada being banned. Yeah, 69 minutes ago. Oh shit! You're gonna enjoy marriage. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, I'm heading off. You guys have a great day. I'm out of here. Go enjoy another streamer. I'm sure there's someone streaming right now you can go enjoy. But I gotta go. Later.